Hello, dear learners. I hope you are doing well. Before starting today's lesson, do you know that NASA plans to send space probes to Mars? I know. You might say that this is a piece of old news. But the exciting and new part of this mission is that the space probe will be testing temperatures and all other stuff necessary for life at Mars to consider setting colonies up there. This news reminded me of today's lesson, a fantastic story based on some natives of Earth who were shifted to the planet Mars. Let me tell you that story today. The rocket metal cooled in the meadow winds. Its lid gave a bulging pop, which means irregular, short, sharp, explosive sound. From its clock interior stepped a man, a woman, and 3 children. The other passengers whirled away across the Martian meadow, leaving the man alone among his family. The man felt his hair flutter and the tissues of his body draw tight, as if he were standing at the center of a vacuum. His wife, before him, seemed almost to whirl away in smoke. The children, small seeds, might at any instant be sown to all the Martian climes. The children looked up at him, as people look to the sun to tell what time of their life it is. His face was cold. "What's wrong?" asked his wife. "Let's get back on the rocket." "Go back to the Earth." "Yes, listen." The wind blew as if to flake away their identities. At any moment, the Martian air might draw his soul from him, as marrow comes from a white bone. He felt submerged in a chemical that could dissolve his intellect and burn away his past. They looked at the Martian hills that time had worn with the crushing pressure of years. They saw the old cities lost in their meadows, lying like children's delicate bones among the blowing lakes of grass. "Chin up, Harry," said his wife. "It's too late. We have come over 60 million miles." The children, with their yellow hair, hollered at the deep dome of the Martian sky. There was no answer but the racing hiss of wind through the stiff grass. He picked up the luggage in his cold hands. "Here we go," he said, a man standing on the edge of a sea, ready to wade in and be drowned. They walked into town. Their names were Bittering, Harry and his wife Cora, Dan, Laura, and David. They built a small white cottage and ate good breakfast there, but the fear was never gone. It lay with Mr. and Mrs. Bittering, a third unbidden partner at every midnight talk, at every dawn awakening. "I feel like a salt crystal," he said, "in a mountain stream being washed away. We don't belong here. We're Earth people. This is Mars. It was meant for the Martians. For heaven's sake, Cora, let's buy tickets for home." But she only shook her head. "One day, the atom bomb will fix the Earth. Then we'll be safe here." "Safe and insane." "Nonsense." Mr. Bittering looked out of the windows. "We're clean, decent people." He looked at his children. All dead cities have some kind of ghosts in them. Memories, I mean. He stared at the hills. You see a staircase and you wonder what the Martians look like climbing it. You see the Martian paintings and you wonder what the painter was like. You make a little ghost in your mind, a memory. It's quite natural, imagination. He stopped. You haven't been prowling up in those ruins, have you? No, Papa. David looked at his shoes. See that you stay away from them. Pass the jam. Just the same, said little David. I bet something happens. Something happened that afternoon. Laura stumbled through the settlement crying. She dashed blindly onto the porch. Mother, Father, the war, Earth, she sobbed. A radio flash just came. Atom bombs hit New York. All the space rockets have blown up. No more rockets to Mars, ever. Oh, Harry, the mother held on to her husband and daughter. Are you sure, Laura? Asked the father quietly. Laura wept. We're stranded on Mars forever and ever. For a long time, there was only the sound of the wind in the late afternoon. Alone, thought bittering. Only 1,000 of us here. No way back. No way, no way. Sweat poured out from his face and his hands and his body. He was drenched in the hotness of his fear. He wanted to strike Laura, cried, No, you're lying. The rockets will come back. Instead, he stroked Laura's head against him and said, The rockets will get through someday. Father, what will we do? Do you see how the earthly natives are stranded on Mars now, forever? It indeed is an interesting read to know about the species living across our planet. What do you think will happen next? Let us find that out.